Today, we deliver a market correction. If you create marketing or branding for a living, this might be the most important video you watch this year. Let's take a look at a summary for you. For those who are in a hurry, check out this post on my LinkedIn page. If you ain't already there, get there. Pasha Paroh, The Signal, about 43 minutes ago. So if you've ever created content, again, for a client, and something deviates, and you realize it's being used beyond your terms or expectations, this is going to matter for you. If you create marketing or branding for a living, this post is the most important post for you. It's like the cliff notes. Go to my page, get it, copy it, study it. All right. Creatives, as you know, I'm developing the industry from the thought leader position rapidly. A confusion here is payment doesn't equal ownership, right? And highlights here, here's the part most people were never shown. Under 17 USC 20 subsection 201A, none of this is legal advice, just entertainment purposes as we strengthen the core of our industry. Industry means skill, and we are the skill that not only grows national GDP, but we define the cultures and we leverage America on the global stage. And I just want you all in that position to be empowered to work freely on your projects without remorse or guilt, from applying yourself fully for our nation. So under 17 USC subsection 201A, ownership is automatically granted to the creator at the moment of creation. 106 showcases that the creator holds all exclusive rights to that work. Under 204, those rights do not leave the creator unless that transfer is clearly put in writing, which means the creator retains 100% of those rights by default until a valid written transfer says otherwise. And here's what most people don't account for, especially high performing top 1% industry like me. On the way to higher levels, right? When you're working with people in your neighborhood and you're thinking that your worth is only $100, you might not be thinking about this. As you want to enter the rooms with billionaires and high-paid legal teams, you should be able to write this yourself. All right. So residual value doesn't stop just because you stopped, right? Reports and studies, there's no definitive answer, but these are the estimates you'll find. It's a minimum of 6 to 9 months. If you've got a campaign turning and it's building momentum, moments of momentum, and you pull the plug, you could probably expect the residual value from those posts when you start thinking about SEO, searches, all this sort of stuff, right? Like SEO teams really be, sometimes you got to look at it because a lot of times you got to look at it. The Facebook is driving the website activity, right? Because people forget that SEO applies to your Facebook posts, right? So when people read your post and go search, now it shows up on the website as direct or search. And those who really know Facebook probably have seen a reduction in organic social and paid social because of the recent changes as of November 2025 through February 2026 with Facebook and their algorithm. Okay. But that's only for the experts. You know what I'm talking about. But anyway, residual value window minimum 6 to 9 months, likely 9 to 18 months, high performance 18 to 24 months. So creators, when you are building a campaign and you stop, those posts are pretty much probably gonna, if you're good, still add value for 2 years up to, if not longer. And for creators who weren't aware, there are established legal principles, although this is not legal advice, entertainment purposes only, including unjust enrichment, designed to address situations where value continues to be used without proper compensation. How many of you have seen this happen before? Statutory frameworks that account for unauthorized use reinforces that this isn't just theoretical. It carries real weight, real, true consequences. So take your time, research this on your own so that you can feel safe to notify immediately your clients to take down all of the work you produced to reflect their true value as needed when this stuff occurs in your life or your business's journey. A better standard already is available. It just requires you to know. And once enough people see, the whole industry adjusts. And that adds value because once the new standard is the actual standard, trust increases. And once you trust people more, you perform better. Once you perform better, value increases for what you do and what that business is doing. That should translate into increased gross domestic product. How many of you want to see your neighborhood grow in value? Start with increasing the standards. Look at the networks of people. You wonder why Pasha's not in BNI or Alignable or any of these things, because grandma always said, if you can't do for one, if you can't do for all, don't do for one. And when you look at people and the groups they represent, you gotta look at either the connection to moralities or is it a combined disconnection? Is it an acceptance, right? We know in corporate America that acceptance of poor practices is a traumatic experience in any culture from a leadership standpoint, right? It's almost like you're encouraging it. So we, the creatives, have the power to not only control the narrative, but to enforce. This isn't about any one situation. It's about correcting a misunderstanding across the industry. Because when creators understand what you own, again, the entire system starts to operate with more clarity, fairness, if that's a thing, and intent. And we know we can't depend on fairness, so you got to know this stuff, right? Because what kind of businesses say they actually do right by people and mean it 100% of the time? So you can't trust others. You have to depend on yourself, right? So let's take a look at the hidden problem that nobody's talking about. And if you are time sensitive because you don't have time, then you can part now. If you are of the constellation, we'll go over a few points here with the remainder of this experience, this exercise. But you create the value. The question is, do you actually control it, or who controls it? And most creatives get paid once, while the businesses continue using their work indefinitely. And when you speak to some of them, they feel few of them actually charge what they're truly worth because they don't really know the true value, or they don't feel comfortable in their self, whether it's their own quality of work they're looking at, whatever the case is, to request the true value. I recently did a video for a client. When you look at what the industry standard for that it actually is, if you were to use the industry cost in your pricing, that video alone would have been $40,000 to $70,000 easily all day long as a cost to produce. The way I produced it, even not even including my premium. So when you look at what a lot of you creatives, a lot of us creatives are doing, we know the power that we have, we know our talent, and a lot of us is trying, a lot of people starts their business with good intentions on something on a greater level. You want to help this in the community, you want to build a nation, you want to whatever it is, something greater. And what you're doing is a function of that, and you call that your business, right? So whatever that is in your mind you're trying to do for the betterment of the people, this type of shit gets in the way, right? It's not really the monetary for you, it's the impact of your accomplishments. And that's what makes you often take lesser in pay, because the word pay means to satisfy. You could put in parentheses or in brackets or separate it over there somewhere, especially when dealing with money. But pay doesn't mean money, right? So, or fiat currency. So the thing is, you don't enforce your value often because you're looking at the impact, right? And that's different for some people. Some people are going to say they don't even know that it's worth $20,000. They're going to tell you 2,000, and a business or client may negotiate him and her about how broke they are, or at times it's hard, and they might agree to 750. So they're doing it for 750 because they believed it was worth 2,000. But when you find out it's worth 70,000, what do you wind up negotiating for? Maybe you're negotiating for 4,000 at that point, right? And then if there's something that happens, maybe you have a clause that says, well, reinstatement is 9% of project value. Now, when you buy a car, 50% off, or you get that new t-shirt or pair of sneakers you wanted, 50% off. next month when it returns to regular price, the value didn't change. You just came up on an entry level good deal. So the project value doesn't, or the asset value, car, sneaker, whatever, doesn't change just because you got a great deal on it. Oh, so what happens if you have to re-enter the opportunity at what it's really worth instead of what you got it for? Which is really what most people are looking to do whenever they buy and sell something. You want to come in low, exit high. So that's why you seek to get a great deal on high value, because you recognize, you realize the difference, right? So the entire market is operating on a misunderstanding. The simple truth is payment does not equal ownership. If you're producing ad copy, content marketing, you name it, because this isn't just about content, it's about control. So take what you get from this video or the post, follow me on social medias, and let's correct the market. Because apparently people are dealing with beliefs, which means not to know. A University of California, Berkeley Law did a study that found that a majority of consumers believe digital purchases give them the same rights as physical ownership. Now, those who've been rocking with me know we've been talking about this for a minute. I've been telling y'all real estate, or what you consider that type of property, is like it's reached its expiration date, right? That's child's play. IP is the new liquid gold. And when you start down this road, you don't know this because you want to end up here. Because really that means that it didn't fulfill its true purpose to its fullest in the community, in the world, for various reasons. Who knows? That's situational. So people assume ownership transfers automatically when they pay. But that leads to costly mistakes by businesses, right? Because payment doesn't equal ownership. And that's what we went over with 17 USC 201, 106, 204, right? Creator retains 100% of the rights by default until a valid written transfer says otherwise. Ownership doesn't move because fiat currency did. It moves because it was explicitly transferred. Now, what does that mean for you as a creative? Well, when a creative produces a website copy, an ad copy, social content, campaign strategy, visual assets, graphics, ads, brand systems, all of that is copyright protected work at creation. Copy equals protected work. Headlines, primary text of like the body, the ad, hooks, CTAs, variations, whatever. Literary work under copyright law. Why this is important? Because even short form ads are original expressions fixed in a tangible medium. That qualifies. So whether you're doing social media content or what have you, branded visuals, layout compositions, carousel designs on your LinkedIn, videos, right? 3 separate opportunities for protection, which means potentially 3 separate opportunities for violations: copy, visual, and layout. per post or per work, which may or may not be considered each post. But each part can have separate protection, separate ownership, separate licensing. 3 opportunities to get it right. Even though they're combined in, let's say, one ad, the copy and the artwork do not merge into one legal asset. They remain distinct categories with distinct rights. So one post absolutely could equal multiple works. Caption or copy, graphic or artwork, that's 2 protected works. So what happens after the termination and notice? Let's say a contract is breached. You instruct the removal. They continue using the content. That can qualify as unauthorized use. Potential infringement. Possibly willful, depending on the facts, which is a whole nother level of, when you do your research, you'll find out. The more content a creative produces for a brand, the more critical ownership clarity becomes, because volume of posts, if you do 200 posts, that doesn't transfer rights. Only written agreements do. Signed written agreements. A single post, as we mentioned, could contain multiple protected works. What's written, what's designed, what's produced. Continued use after authorization ends doesn't multiply arbitrarily, but it can compound depending on how those works are structured and used. There's no precise statistic, right? Especially on a national or global setting. But let's just label it as ongoing commercial benefit derived from prior creative input. Studies like HubSpot, Hootsuite, Nielsen show that good content continues generating results for 6 to 24 months. I'm not average. I just made a post yesterday showing that I took a little junk removal company and grew its revenue by 49% year over year. 300%, over 300%, the industry benchmark. High volume content engine. I like to refer to it as luxury presence infrastructure. Residual value window minimum 6 to 9 months, likely 9 to 18 months. High performance, probably where I'm sitting, 18 to 24 months of value. Stored kinetic energy. I know you're wise because you're creative. So take the detail from this video, go research it. The more content volume and performance, the longer the unjust enrichment window could be. All right? Look at your craft. Look at being able to articulate this stuff about your craft as part of being good at your craft. And let's go change the world. Pasha Paroh, The Signal. You want a copy?